We're moving on to the sorceries. These are the commons. Captain's Call, I'm undecided on. It's very useful if you have a way to pump your guys. Otherwise, it is just 3/1/1s for 4 mana, and 1/1s are not as exciting in a field that's full of bears. Divination is fine. Index, no, not unless you have a lot of shuffle effects. It's not worth the time and the card to sort the top of your library. And Mind Sculpt, maybe if you have 4 of them in 4-pack sealed where you're building 30 card decks. Otherwise, just don't do it. Disentomb is what Disentomb has always been. Duress is, we've played these. Essence Drain is actually fine removal. It kills a lot of cards in this format that you want to have die, so that's fine. Mind Rot's what it's always been. It's been, what, the last 4 core sets. Silent Blood is as it's always been. It's fine. Welcome back. Craterized Stone Rain, no. Krenko's Command, yes, especially if you have the Arms Dealer. Otherwise, it is okay. I'm not sure that there's a really fast red deck here anymore. There are Mog Flunkies, and there are the hasty 3/1 guy. But I'm not sure how fast Red's fast decks are. Red has a bunch of commons like Wall of Fire and Fire Elemental that are big fat creatures. And I don't know how many fast red decks can be drafted in the same set. On the other hand, Turn to Slag is really, really good because frequently you are killing one of those really annoying artifact equipment like one of the rings or Kite Sail at the same time you're knocking off a creature. And that 2-for-1 is very valuable. And Wild Guess seems fine. Again, you're filtering in effect. Finally, green, no. Not quite rampant growth, but unless you're mono green, it doesn't matter. It's probably fine. Prey Upon is as good as it has always been. Maybe better, since there are a fair number of things that die when you fight them against the 3/3 hexproof dude, and they aren't going to be able to bounce your guy in response. And Ranger's Path, I don't know. I haven't really seen a use for this. By the time you're up to 4 mana, do you really need to draw 2 more forests and put them into play tapped? Maybe if your curve is that high. On the other hand, if you're already up to 6 or 7 mana and you draw this, it's pretty dead. So, Prey Upon green's good common. And let's shift over to uncommons. Go back to white. Whoops, there is no white. Sleep is insane. If you've played it before, you know. Knock their entire team down before your strike. They stay down and through their next turn. Just really back-breaking card when they play Sleep against you. Switcheroo, I have already traded a Krenko's Command Goblin for a Sarah Angel. Felt pretty good about that trade. And Talrad's Invocation seems fine. I have actually never played it. You can see I own 0, either in paper or in online, and I've never had it played against me. It seems real good. Black, Rise from the Grave. We've seen this one before. It's still very good. And remember, it can target creatures in their graveyard too. Cleaver Riot, I don't know. It is not overrun. It doesn't give them... It gives them double strike. It does not give them trample. It doesn't pump their power. I have seen this played against me and had no problem beating the deck that was playing it. But they weren't that far ahead, so it didn't really matter that much. This is something that we'll have to spend more time playing with before we know, or at least before I know how good it is. This, on the other hand, I know this is good already. 3 damage divided as you choose. Arc Lightning was a great card back in Urza's Saga. This is every bit as good. And Mark of Mutiny, we always have these. Remember, this one gives them the +1/+1 counter that sticks around, so use it to kill them, or use it to sacrifice the creature. The decks with the Bloodthorn Vampire and other sack outlets and the Act of Treason don't work quite as well because Mark of Mutiny is an uncommon now. Finally, Fungal Sprouting. I have not had great luck with this. The people who've played it against me, it's been basically a fog if I'm ahead on the board. A few more dudes show up, block Forbidden, and they die. Or if they have a big creature, a really big creature, they're winning already, and this is just a wins more card. I'm not thrilled. And Revive, I would have to have some amazing things to put in the graveyard. That said, if I had something like a pair of Thragtusks, it'd be all over it. So that's it for the green, and that's it for sorceries.